It's just about time to get today's Grand Prix underway. We have a number of drivers in contention, but of course only one can claim that coveted top step of the podium. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yes, welcome back to Southern Cross Racing. I'm your host, See Me Skate. Well, a few boys in chat. And a big hello to Bobden, of course. Blue Dog in there as well. Salmon's having a bit of a giggle at Bluey. And, well, he's a little bit excited, is the Blue Dog. And, of course, Housey in there as well. Yes, running with 17 tonight, boys and girls out there, of course. And, well, absolutely. We're at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. And, well, while we've got a little bit of time, might as well get some housekeeping out of the way. And, of course, you're going to notice Bopton in chat. Yes, unfortunately, the lad, well, the lad had a bit of an accident on the weekend just gone. And, yes, absolutely fractured his C2 and C6 in his neck in playing rugby. And, unfortunately, he's out of action for 6 to 8 weeks. We do wish Bopton a very speedy recovery. Good lad. And he will be sitting this one out, of course. And sitting the rest of the season out will the current Group 4 champ. And, well, we do wish him a very speedy recovery. He is in chat. And feel free to send him a big cheerio, of course. We've got Housey in there, wishing him well, of course. Blue Dog in there as well, wishing him well. And Housey missing him already. So the session's going to start, folks. And while we're underway, let's get in some history of this circuit. Yes, the Jeddah Corniche circuit, absolutely. Located in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Of course it is. Relatively new to the Formula One calendar, having made its debut in 2021. Designed by Carsten Tilke, yes, the son of the renowned designer Herman. Of course, yes, we all do know Herman designed so many fantastic tracks, did that man. Of course, this circuit is situated alongside the scenic Red Sea coast. It measures 6.174 kilometres, or about 836 miles, and features 27 turns, making it, well, used to be the longest straight in Formula One. It has been pipped in recent years to Vegas, of course. The Jeddah Corniche circuit is notable for its high-speed nature, with drivers averaging around 250 kph or 160 mile per hour, and is designed to prove and provide a challenging and thrilling experience with 3 potential DRS zones for overtaking. Of course, the Jeddah Corniche circuit is set to host the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix till at least 2027, after which plan to race a new purpose-built facility in I don't even know how to say that, but it says Qiddiya. Well, there you go, folks. So a bit of history of the circuit, of course. Yes, around here, folks, the race distance is 308.7 on a full Grand Prix. Of course, we are doing half of that. The pole position is on the right-hand side of the track. Maximum speeds around here, 330 kph and above, of course. DRS zone 1, of course, detection is on exit of turn 17, DRS zone 2 on entry of 22, and DRS zone 3 activation on exit of turn 27. Full throttle around here, folks, 80% of the lap. And of course, around here, you're going to lose about 23 seconds in the pit lane. So there you go, folks. We've got a few guys out on circuit already. While I focus up, of course, we'll bring all the details up for everybody playing at home. And there is the resident Canadian out there on circuit. Is he the first one? No, he certainly is not. Of course, there is Striker out there on circuit as well. Jazz Bluescat, of course. There he is there, the Golf racing driver. Get rid of that. And we'll flick back down to Fury. Where is Fury? In Sector 1. Let's go through some drivers, of course. Of course, Minnie Smeller, the cream of the crop this season, having a phenomenal season, just converting that quali pace into race pace, doing an outstanding job is that man. So far, so good this season. Of course, the Verkinator, Mr. Verk, of course, the current champ from last season. absolutely sending it this season, doing his absolute best. It's been a bit unfortunate of recent weeks due to the game, giving him some kerfuffles. But nevertheless, Verker's put his head down. He's making a big fight of it, and it is great to see him, not giving up as the SXR Season 3 champ. Looks to make a fight of this one. Mr. Fury Strat, there he is there. And of course, bit of a slow start to this season. But has this boy come alive, or has he come alive? I'll tell you what, stunning results of late. Probably his last month has been pretty good in Fury's category, and doing very, very well, I might add, if I may say so myself. There is the Z. And of course, what can be said about the Z? Of course, one of the pit lane penguins. He will appreciate that. Currently out there on an outlap, and I tell you what, this man has come on leaps and bounds. And I tell you what, if he agrees with the new game, agrees with him, he might be looking for a promotion. This man, knocking on the door of a Group 1, just having a phenomenal season, is the Z. And very much appreciated. Group 2, and currently leading that one by quite a bit. So it is his to lose at this very point in time. The Bender, there he is there, of course. And currently leading the Group 4 the Group 4 race, is the Bender. And I do believe on 114, Striker on 102. And that is that fight there and there. Let's not count out Mr. Brad Tay, because Brad Tay in that fight as well. And, there he is there, of course, and 83 points Brad Tay's on, currently in the pit lane. But yes, of course, absolutely stunning season so far from the Group 4s. And the Group 3's doing a great job as well, of course, as I did say. So Housey leading this one on 145 points. And, doing a phenomenal job. So far, so good from the Housey. Of course, there is the Batman. And currently chasing the Housey is the Batman on 131 points. There's just 14 that separates these two. And I dare say this season, this is where this fight is at. These two boys know it. And looking forward to it. It's been a phenomenal Group 3 and Group 4 battle the last couple of seasons, of course, as we did touch on with the Group 2s. Z comfortably leading that one by 62 points. And, of course, Middy's Mella leading the Group 1 title by 63 points at the moment. So there you go, folks. That's what's happening at the moment in the championships. And of course, the Constructors' Championship, the all-important Constructors' Championship is, held. And up the top is Wonka Racing on 679 points, if you don't mind. Monster Energy chasing hard with 607, 72 points behind. Jaguar Motorsport, of course, on 500 points, 179 points. And those three teams there have used their wild card. Renault, well, I'll tell you what, they were right up the top. They've still got their wild card in hand. Currently P4 on 489 points, and Golf Racing on 287. And those two teams, folks, both have their wild cards in hand. So there's still plenty to play out in this season, and individual championships, of course. Currently watching Nat Hammer. There he is there in the first sector. Well, there you go. Second sector at the moment. And, just getting his eye in, of course. It is a long lap around here, folks. And, yes, we are doing short qualifying, of course. Absolutely we are. And, who is out there on an Inter, of course? Mr. Fury Strat. And, of course, if you're going to try to get your eye in and not waste a set, that's probably the way to go. But there you go, Mr. Fury Strat, I dare say, making his way back to that pit lane and throw on a set of socks and make a lap for real, of course. Nat Hammer out there, and he is sending it. There is a Jaguar in front of him, and I dare say that is Fury, and gave him a nice little toe, so nicely timed there from Mr. Nat Hammer for his first time run with a 1 minute 28.6. I tell you what, Nat Hammer, we'll just touch on him as well, of course. Fantastic season so far has the Nat. He has missed a couple of races. I tell you what, of late, has he fired up, or has he fired up at a great showing last weekend? And we're currently sitting P7 with a 128.632 as we'll flick back down to Mr. Saturday, and there he is there, getting his lap underway, is the Group 2 Jaguar driver. And I tell you what, another driver that his season has started to come good as this one has progressed. Bit of a slow start for the Salmons man, and did lose his Mr. Saturday's title. But nevertheless, he is pushed on and doing a phenomenal job at the moment, of course. Wants a good showing, this one. And, there you go, currently purpling that first sector. Nevertheless, he's out there and absolutely sending it. Is the Group 2 Jaguar driver. And, let's just see what he's got. Plenty of time remaining in this session, folks. 11 minutes or 10 minutes and 50 seconds to be exact. And there you go. So Salmon's lighting this track up. And oh, I love this part of it. Let's ride on board with the Salmons and let's just see how this is. This would be a phenomenal place to be at the circuit. Just them whipping it through there, of course. Well, in the old spec, of course. Who knows what it'll be? Well, let's not open up that can of worms, folks. But nevertheless, Salmon's out there and approaching the end. Turn 27 is where he is at now. There is the DRS line and the detection zone. There is the activation zone. Open goes the rear wing. And Salmon sets a 1 minute 28.794 to get himself underway for a first banker and throws himself up in a P8. Brad Tay, there he is there. And, well, 102 Grand Prix, Mr. Brad Tay. Just clocking him up, is he? And I'll tell you what, he's on a flyer and he's just gone red. Bang! And I hope I haven't put him off. Well, there you go. Oh, Dirty Orange out there with the red track map. David out there as well. And, of course, who is furthest along? I dare say it is Scotty. And we got that one underway, excuse me, without being noticed, did the Scotty. Is he going in the pit lane? No, he is not. The shortest run to the pit lane is pit lane, the start-finish line is that line that Scotty just took with a 1 minute 28.574 and throws himself up in a P6. Not bad for a first banker there, Scotty. Very, very good. As David's about to take the line now, and there you go there, 129.174. And throws himself up in a P10, does the David. So very, very good for the first banker runs of this slot, of course. Middy's Mala sitting on top of the pile. Well, there you go, with a 126.926. And I tell you what, 8 tenths. I tell you what, he's an absolute demon in quali trim. As we do welcome Junior in the chat. And, well, there you go, on the plane or on his way to the plane to make his way back home. So great to see you back in chat, Junior. And, well, there you go. Currently watching Middy's Mallet on an outlap. Verk is there. There he is there, of course. And, excuse me, just getting himself all prepped. Just come out of the pit lane, did the Verk. JC seems to be on a lap. And let's just keep an eye on JC, our resident Canadian. Currently P3 is the JC and having a phenomenal season, of course. And, well, there you go. Level pegging with his previous best. Just 29 hundredths off his previous best, and there you go. So very, very close is the JC, and spending battery wisely by the look of things. And well, Junior saying in chat, Middies needs to slow down. Blue Dog on a currently free stream watch streak, and well, fantastic from the Blue Dog. Much appreciated, of course. Currently watching JC tackle this magnificent circuit, of course. Well, there you go. He's just improved. Look at the time he picked up through Sector 2 to JC, and he's 1.5 tenths up on his previous best. This man, we're right on board with him as that fuel line is absolutely screaming. And, well, I'll tell you what, he went out there with a sniff of an oily rag. There is the detection zone. There is the line. And there you go, rear wing open. And let's just see what JC's got. What's he got? A 27.4. There you go, nearly 4 tenths better. Throws himself up in a P2. And look at the Wonka boys come alive towards the end of the season. JC, well, right behind his Group 1 teammate. Verk out there on a lap as well, just getting himself underway. Scotty out there yet again. I dare say Scotty's made a bit of a mistake. Or is he just letting someone through? So I'm not too sure what happened there. Batman currently out there on a lap as well. Batman sending it. So there you go. There's a few boys out there on lap. 7 minutes remaining, folks. 7 minutes remaining. So this one's gone by pretty bloody quickly, even though there is still 7 minutes. The first, well, 12 minutes went by extremely quickly as Johnny and 4 currently out on circuit. We've got yellow flags in Sector 1. I dare say that's just for traffic. Guys getting out of the way of each other, and we do appreciate that. Doing the right thing. So Johnny and 4, and he's on a slow lap. So Johnny just preparing, of course, and absolutely just preparing. So he might be doing an extra, well, he's done an extra lap on this one. This one's not going to really count this lap. It is a slow lap, but on goes the battery now. So this one will count for Johnny M4 starting right about now. And, well, there you go. Lot of work to do from Johnny. P11, Striker enters the pit lane. Brad Tay, there he is there. Down on his previous best, heading to the pit lane. There is Jazz Blues Cat, just getting out of the way of some quicker guys out there on circuit. Fury on a lap, and he's about to take the checkered flag, well, the line right about now, a 29.103. P10 from the Fury, and not too sure. There you go. Well, it's his second lap, so he's going to scamper back to the pit lane. Is Mr. Fury Strat. Throw on a set of softs, and make his way, well, around this magnificent circuit to see if he can improve on a 1 minute 29.103. Currently watching Aniki Reaper. Oh, this lad is absolutely sending it. He's got some new equipment. And the understudy, I'll tell you what, the professor, want to be careful, because the understudy is absolutely sending it. Currently P4 is the reserve driver, doing a fantastic job, and he's put his hand up once again to fill in that seat, and we do appreciate that, Aniki. Much appreciated. But I'll tell you what, we're bringing him home here, folks. What's he got? He's going to cross the line. It's a 27.7. He beats it by nearly 3/10. P4 from that man. Very good. Very good from the Aniki. Excuse me, well, there is the Z. Excuse me, about to set his lap, and it is better than a previous best of, well, there you go, at 128.048. Throws himself up in a P5. There is Scotty, not improving at the moment. Salmons, what is he doing? Just getting his lap started by the look of things. We'll cross to him in just a moment. Fury going back to the pit lane. Old footy bender out there and improving by bucket loads. Oh, dearie me. Did he just scrape the wall? I'm not too sure. We're right on board with the bender, and he's through this brilliant part of the circuit. Absolutely stunning. Oh, he's got close again. And let's just see how Bender goes, of course. And we're currently sitting P13 with a 129.440. And I do know he can improve by bucket loads. Oh, there you go. 8/10, 9/10 just about. Bender is ascending it. Have a look at the Wonka boys. They've all fired up. They've absolutely all fired up as Bender is on a mission, approaching turn 27 right about now. We'll jump on board with him. We'll look at his exit, because this is the almighty important exit. Oh, real close to the wall. Maximises it. Absolutely stunning from the Bender. What's he got? The Group 4 Wonka driver. What's he got? A 28.9. Throws himself up into P11. Very good from the Bender. How's he currently out there on circuit? Starting a lap as well. So I'll tell you what, the Constructors' title, it is heating up, folks. Wonka does not want to let it go. They don't want to let it go. They're fighting tooth and nail. And, of course, the rest of them are doing their absolute best to catch him. Johnny M4 currently out on circuit. And, well, we're just going to stay with Johnny M4 because this was his lap. This is his lap. And, well, no, it's not. It is definitely a slow one. It is definitely a slow one. So Johnny M4, what's he got? 3 minutes, 30 seconds in the pit lane. New set of tyres, and out he will go. So we have come to that point in qualifying, folks, where we do every bloody week. We're a bit of a lull, folks. It used to happen back in the day when the sessions were an hour long, if you remember all that. If you're old enough to remember all those years ago. Of course, yes. All the well, the minnows went out at the start, and not saying anything like that here, but of course the minnows went out at the start. They did their qualifying. You never saw the big boys until the last 20 minutes, and it heated up. And it's sort of the same sort of thing at the moment, of course, with the well, the qualifying scenario, of course. With a short format, you have that little bit of a lull where everyone's waiting for that point for that track to be at optimum. And of course, it is right about now where the time is ticking down towards zero. Salmon's out there on circuit. We have got a driver out there. It is Jazz Blues Cat that's just ahead of him. We're going to stay with Salmons though, because he's absolutely wringing the neck out of that Jaguar Motorsport. And well, doing a phenomenal job is the Salmons. Very good through there. I'll tell you what, the rear end was a little bit loosey-goosey. He's on the raggedy edge, is the Salmons. And let's just see how he fares. 27 is where he's at now. And the all-important exit, of course, because the long straight, it is a huge straight. And the exit is so crucial. And Salmons looks like he's absolutely nailed it. Can he improve on a 128.794? He certainly does, with a 28.397, and throws himself up in a P6. Welcome back, Salmons. Very good from you, mate. Very good. And the only man out there on a lap, well, has done his lap, of course, and that'll be it for the Salmons. I don't think he will go again. I think you'll be happy with that one. Bender out. Bender's in the pit lane. Happy with that one. Of course, P11 at the moment is the Bender with a 128.936. Who else is out there on a lap? So who is furthest along? There, so we are with that man. It is the Batman. It certainly is the Batman. And we're going to stay with this man, of course. Yes, currently sitting P8, doing very well. And he wants to be ahead of Housey, of course. Housey currently leading that Group 4, that Group 3 championship. Housey with a 128.951. Excuse me, the Batman 128.606. So the Batman at the moment currently 3.5 tenths to lap, and there you go. Housey retired from the session in the pit lane, and that answers that question. So Batman's still going to send it and see if he can put more cars between himself and the Housey. He's currently up on his previous best at the end of the first sector by 1.5 tenths. Is the Batman, so very, very good. Who else is out there? Of course, we'll flick up to Anarchy. There he is there. Just have a look at his first sector. He's about to cross that line right about now, and I tell you what, he's improving as well. JC currently out there, and he's improving as well by the look of things. And well, fantastic from the JC. So, well, he's out there on an absolute screamer. We'll just get a reference point when he gets to the end of the first sector, as Junior says middies with a 26.5, he reckons. We'll flick the middies in just a moment. We're just going to get a reference here from JC, and there you go, bang! Oh, JC sending it as well. Of course, middies up on his previous best. There you go there. We're going to get another reference point any moment now, as middies crosses the end of the first sector any second. And we're just going to have a look at this. I'll tell you what, the Wonka boys have all fired up, and he's improving too. So there you go, folks. What's happening with Z? He's up as well. Z's sending it. Z is absolutely sending it. Have a look at this. And well, let's have a look to see where he's at. He's up as well. Holy moly, the boys are on one. The boys are absolutely on one. Where is Scotty? There he is there. We're going to pick him up at the end of the first sector. Let's just see if Scotty's improving. He's certainly, oh, dearie me, Scotty's sending it as well. And tell you what, this is all ramped up towards the end of this one, as well, Nat Hammer just negotiating the end of the first sector. Very, very tricky, and he's improving. Yes, he certainly is. I'll tell you what, folks, this qualifying session is coming alive. It's coming alive, as well, there you go, Johnny M4. He's going to set his lap. His quickest lap is it going to be? It is a 128.497 P7 from the M4. Here comes the Z. I'll tell you what, there's a few cars left in front of him. Where is Fury? There he is there in the first sector. David in the pit lane. Striker takes the line. P10 from the Striker with a 28.6. Where's Bender? He is out in P12. Nat Hammer currently P11. And I tell you what, Junior has hit the nail right on the head at 26.5. Middies, bang. And well, what a guess from the Junior. And well, very, very good from that man. Currently watching Nat Hammer, and well, he's through 27 now, and let's just see how this one goes. He certainly will improve, I dare say, and a little bit of battery left. What's he got? Oh, he does not. He stays P11, and of course, Batman must have made a little bit of a boo-boo on that one, and we're going to bring Fury home, and Fury's got no nose. Fury will start P14. Wowee, and that is qualifying done and dusted, folks. Woof, what a session. What a session. I tell you what, the boys were on one. The boys were absolutely on one towards the end of that one. And JC, well, there you go. Absolutely he did. Well, not just sneaking in. Oh, he snuck in by half a second there. Anarchy Reaper, P4. Of course, 5 tenths adrift, but very good from that man. Absolutely stunning from the Anarchy. Loving the new kit is the Anarchy. And well, I'll tell you what, the improvement is out of sight. Very, very good. Must be a favourite of this circuit, or he's just enjoying the new gear, but nevertheless, good qualifying from that man. P4, and we're going to go through these timing screens in just a moment here, folks. Of course, Middies Malla taking pole position yet again, and of course, Middies, as always, this is for you, my friend.
Yes, it's pole position. Yes.
There you go, folks, and well, he keeps clocking them up, and I'll tell you what, he's well, absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it is the Middies Malla, and well, it is his season to lose. Now, let's just go through the all-time stats around here, and of course, yes, well, the most wins around this circuit in in this format. It goes back quite some time, but it goes to Fury. Of course, he has 2. The most podiums is shared by Fury and Verk with 2 apiece. The fastest laps, well, he's got 2 as well, and that goes to Tactical. The most pole positions around this circuit goes to Tactical Genius as well, and that is 2 as well. Most points is Mr. Fury Strat on 61. The lap record holder is Tactical Genius, and that was set in Formula 4 Season 3 with a 1 minute 29.502, if you don't mind. And, well, there you go. All those stats brought to you from Mr. Fury Strat. Thank you very much, Fury, for your hard work on those things. And, of course, if he is watching, well, BLT medal followed last week. Not too sure if we got to it. We'll put it up now. Thank you very much for your follow, my friend. Much appreciated. And well, there you go. So JC, well, I'll tell you what, it's become his qualifying position of late. P3, doing a phenomenal job. And well, for a man that says he hasn't had much practice this week, done a very good job in qualifying. Let's just see if he can transfer that into race trim. But nevertheless, well, there you go. Let's. Well, Droftas in chat. And, well, there you go. There he is. Absolutely. Never misses an opportunity, does that man. And very, very quick-witted. Good to see you, Droft. And, well, do hope you're well, my friend. You do have an invite to the lobby if you wanted to join me in the box. Not too sure if you're available or not. But nevertheless, the option is there for you, mate. Of course, we are at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Qualifying done and dusted. Middies takes pole yet again. And looking forward to this race. Here we go. Well, let's just bring up some detail to see what everybody's done. And, well, that's what we want at the moment, of course. And we'll get rid of that. Middies Mala currently on pole. There he is there on the medium compound. And doing a very, very good job this season is the Middies Mala. Mr. Verk, P2, and I tell you what, if anyone can make a fight of it, it is this man. Head down, bum up, and he will do his best, will the Verk, of course. And, well, JC, tell you what, as JC come alive towards the end of this one, his qualifying has improved, his race finishing positions have improved. He's been unlucky with a couple of disconnects and a bit of a, well, an EA Codemasters moment at Brazil. But nevertheless, he is back and back with a bang. P3, Aniki Reaper, I tell you what, Aniki doing very well. He's the understudy. And there he is there. Strategies come up. 2-stop or a 3-stop as you choose. But Aniki in P4. Very, very good qualifying from that man. Scotty in P5. And, well, that's a lot better. That's where we like to see Scotty. He's up there. And, of course, missing his Group 2 compatriot in Lukey Boy this week, unfortunately. Z, there he is there in P6. And, as always, steady as you were was the Z. Is the Z. And stunning job. Looking to pounce at the start of this race is the Z. And show us what he's got, of course. There is Salmons. I'll tell you what, Salmons just wants to transfer that quali into the race. And if he can do that, he'll do the world of good for his team. And I'll tell you what, P7 is not a bad starting point. Johnny M4 up there in P8. And I'll tell you what, he's on the hard compound. He's got to put a lot of energy into those off the start line. That's going to be tough. And he may lose a fair few positions. Let's just wait and see how this one pans out. But a lot of work from Johnny M4 starting on that hard compound. But if you can make it work, it will work in, well, in bucket loads, won't it? Of course. As the Batman, there he is there. P9 chasing Housey down for this Group 3 championship. P9, Housey down there in 13th, and Batman loving life there at the moment. And let's just see if he can improve on that starting position. Striker in P10. And, well, there he is there, hunting down Bender, and he's where he wants to be too, because Striker's ahead of Bender on circuit, and just behind him in the championship. Nat Hammer, P11, unfortunately made a bit of an error on his second run, and there you go there. Bender in P12, and on the hard compound. Probably very smart from him and the Housey, out of position, and down towards the back at the moment. Mr. Fury Strat on the medium. Of course, David on the medium. Brad Tay on the medium as well. Jazz Blues Cat on the medium, and of course, Dirty Orange will round this one out as we wait for these famous 5 red lights, folks. We'll get rid of that as we go 4 lights, 5 lights. Oh, they're holding not for very long. The lights are out and we are off. Absolutely great launch there from the middies. Verk doing his absolute best. Trying to send it on the inside of turn 1. There's absolutely no room. We've just all got to get through unscathed. So far, so good. Racing room required and absolutely done by the grid. What the hell was that? Whoa! Ha! What is that? Well, this game. Folks, I don't know if you've seen that, but we all seen that on stream, and it looked like Verk was piggybacking middies. Not too sure what's happened towards the back. I tell you what, EA Codemasters, sort your stuff out. That is ridiculous. And, well, there you go. P8 from the Batman, as you were. Bender up into P9. And let's have a look at the position changes. Where are they? There they are there. Bender up 3. Nat Hammer up 4. What a start from the Nat. Absolutely brilliant. David up 4. How's he up in a P10? And he wasted no time getting off the line. Salmon's down 5, unfortunately. Does he have a broken wing? Let's have a look at this. He certainly does. He's missing an end plate. And around here, that's going to hurt. It's going to hurt big time, of course. Brad Tate in 13th, up 3. Jazz Blues Cat in 14th, up 3. Dirty Orange up 3 as well. And look at the big losers. See, all the way down the back. Not too sure what happened to Z, but he's down there in P18. And let's have a look at his front wing. I'll tell you what, a lot has gone on at the start. I'm not too sure if it was glitches or not, but Z looks like he's got a full complement. As Verk sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, there he is there in P1. I'll tell you what, absolutely sending this one is the Verkinator. We'll get rid of that and put the tyres on for everybody at home. And there you go. Let's just calm this one down, folks. We'll go down to what's happening down here. Fury making a move on Jazz Blues Cat. Up into 14th is the Fury. There is his way past Dirty Orange. Up in the 13th is the Fury. And I'll tell you what, Brad Tate is next on his hit list. He's not making any... Well, I'll tell you what, Fury is missing an end plate. He's missing an end plate. Oh, it's going to hurt. It is going to hurt him big time. And I'll tell you what, I don't think he will get too much further up the grid with a broken front wing like that, as we'll flick back up to Bender, because Bender is starting to creep up on Batman. And I'll tell you what, folks, Bender is doing a phenomenal job. Hats off to you, my friend. And very, very good from last season, as Aniki Reaper looking to have a move on JC. JC holds his line, he certainly does. Aniki putting his car and trying to make a nuisance in those mirrors of JC. JC, a wily old fox, he's not falling for that. And Aniki nearly fluffs his lines, and JC says, thank you very much, I'm off. And I'll tell you what, Scotty says, here we go, let's go Aniki, you're mine now. And I'll tell you what, the top 5, absolutely stunning. JC in no man's land at the moment, but I'll tell you what, Nat Hammer slingshots past Johnny M4 up in a P6. Johnny M4 down into 7th. The Batman in 8th. And I'll tell you what, this Grand Prix has come alive, and it's absolutely come alive as Middy's Mellor starting to chase down Verg. There you go there. You can see the gaps for yourselves, folks. 0.2 of a second. Scotty getting his way. Oh, there's contact. There's contact. Scotty got by Aniki. There's just a slight touch. And Scotty is around and he's down P10 at the moment. He's recovered, and I'll tell you what, a long way back up there for the Scotty. Of course, Johnny M4 is now right behind Aniki and going to make him pay for, well, I'll tell you what, his teammate down there in P10 now. And Johnny M4 going a little bit wide there, folks. Excuse me, folks, needed a bit of a drink of water as Dirty Orange making his way around Brad Tay. Not too sure what happens there as Chalby911. Hello, how are you? Good to see you in a chat. Welcome to the channel, SXR. Yes, Season 4. Of course, round 12, Jeddah Corniche Circuit, Saudi Arabia. Yes, we're racing here, folks. We don't have any fuel issues or anything like that, but nevertheless, we are seeing moves towards the back. What's happening? Jazz Blues Cat. Oh, I'll tell you what, there's contact a little bit there, and Z's trying to make his way through. And, well, Z, I dare say, I'm not too sure what has happened to him, but a little bit of an incident at the start, and Scotty has left the session, as we'll get him another invite, folks. Excuse me. There you go, Scotty. A couple of invites for you. And, well, fantastic, mate. Get yourself a Salmon's left the session as well. What is going on? What is going on? We'll get Salmon's another invite as well. There you go, folks. Do apologise for that. Just getting the boys back into the lobby. They're going to lose positions. The guys not in the lobby, of course. They certainly are. And, of course, Scotty Ghosting still not in, not back in his car either. Where is Salmon? Salmon's at the back and not in his car either. They've dropped like stones, have both of them. And, well, there you go. Dirty Orange not having a good race at this one. P17 from that man as we'll flick back up to the top because Aniki Reaper and Nat Hammer getting by. I'll tell you what. Aniki got his hands full. He's got Johnny M4 right behind him, making an absolute fist of it. Yeah, we got him an invite, Bluey. We got him an invite. It is all good, mate. It's all good. Got him an invite. Got him and Salmons. And, well, hopefully they can get themselves back in. Johnny M4 in P3 as we're seeing a change for the lead. And have a look at this. Burke around the outside of Middies into turn one. And I'll tell you what, these two are going to be loving this Grand Prix. A bit of a sweaty one, but Middies has got some company this Grand Prix, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you what, Burke doing his absolute best. And I love how he goes about it. Does this man, well, both of them, to be honest with you, as Johnny M4 closes within a couple of tenths of Aniki Reaper now. P5 and 6 respectively. Old Footy Bender, all sorts of pressure. He's gone wide. Oh, he's fluffed his lines. And you want to be careful because Housey's right behind him. And, well, there you go. Housey just doing his thing. I'm not too sure if Housey will get involved at the moment. He's just happily sitting there as, well, there you go. Bender and Housey. What happened there? I'm not too sure. Like one was going through the other, but never mind, as you were. P8 and P9 respectively as Chowby 911. What is this race? This is F1, my friend. Of course, yes, we do things a little bit differently, and we run the multiplayer system. Yes, there are 5 teams. There are 4 drivers in each team. There is Group 1s, the quickest drivers, and the Group 4s, not the quickest drivers. They all go into a random draw. Every team gets one from each group. They go into the Discord. They make their own teams. They create their colours, and they wear that badge of honour all season along. Currently watching Brad Tay. That is Renault F1. Right behind him is Striker. And there he is there. That is Jaguar Motorsport, folks. As we'll flick up to Z, and that is Monster Energy, this bad boy. And, well, Z doing a phenomenal job. There is the Housey. That is Wonka Racing. And fantastic from those guys. And we'll flick up to the Nat, because there is Nat. He's got his hands full. Look at the gaggle of cars behind him. And that is Golf Racing. Right behind him is the reserve livery of Aniki Reaper. And, well, there you go. Shelby 911. That is what we do, and that is how we do it. So there you go, mate. There you go. We'll flip back down because I tell you what, this mid-pack battle, pretty much from Housey all the way back up to, well, I'll tell you what, Aniki Reaper, have a look right behind him. That hammer from him all the way down to Housey. And, well, this is where it's at. This is absolutely where it's at. Brad Tay having a look at Striker. What's going on here? I'll tell you what, P12 and 13 respectively. And I'll tell you what, these two Group 4 boys having it out all the way to the end of the season by the look of things. Lap 6 of 25. Johnny M4 just cops the 3 second. And I'll tell you what, that's not going to help him whatsoever. All that good work he's doing on that hard compound. That 3 seconds going to just ruin it. As, well, there he is there. He's all over Aniki. I'll tell you what, it looks like Nat Hammer, a little bit of a cork in the bottle at this stage of the Grand Prix. And, well, there you go. Johnny M4 doing his absolute best. Great to see him up there and having a great Grand Prix at this very point in time. We'll flick further back because what is happening with Housey and Bender? There is Housey. There is Bender. And Housey just sort of biding his time. He's hanging on to that DRS zone. He knows that if he drifts out of it, he is in trouble. And he is in big trouble. He's got David 5 seconds to drift, but Z, I'll tell you what, Z is starting to come alive yet again after something happened turn 1 or, lap 1 or lap 2. And, well, there you go. There you go. He certainly does there, Droftas. Droftas in chat. Housey's a slippery gypsy. He sits and waits and then he pounces. He certainly does. He certainly does to Housey. And there you go. We are seeing another change for position. Are we or are we not? We certainly are not. Yes, we are. Batman getting past Johnny M4. Johnny M4 now down into 7th, 8th. He's out of the session. It looks like he's out of the session. No, he's not. He's back in his car. His car's not ghosting. I tell you what, this game, all sorts of stuff, this Grand Prix. But there you go. Nevertheless, to be expected from EA and Codemasters. Johnny M4, mega wide. Mega wide. Got that all wrong. And Housey says, don't mind if I do. And a perfect segue from Droftas. The slippery gypsy pounces. Bang! And, well, there you go. Up in a P8. Absolutely brilliant from that man. And I'll tell you what, this mid-pack battle, they want to be careful. Aniki Reaper hanging on. But look at the rest of them. Bender just dropped outside of DRS. And I'll tell you what, he's just inside it. He knows that it's going to hurt if he falls outside of it. And, well, very good. Johnny M4 down into 9th at the moment. And, well, there you go. A big drop-off. He was there in 5th not so long ago. Down in 9th now with 3 seconds to his name. And on the hard compound, he's got to put his head down, get it all right. If he starts doing stuff like that, he's going to get another one. So come on, Johnny. You've got to bring it home to the flag. Lap 7 of 25. 5 here, folks. I'll tell you what a Grand Prix we are treated to so far. So at the moment, Striker still behind Brad Tay, and I'll tell you what, these two Group 4s absolutely loving this battle so far. So good this season. What has happened with Fury? Has he got that front wing fixed up? No, he certainly has not. He is hurting, and he is hurting big time in P15. 6-lap old mediums, of course, yet to stop. Has not bothered to get that front wing fixed up. He's trying to extend this stint as much as he can, but he's just hurting big time at the moment. Currently sitting in 15th. Scotty in 14th after that little bit of contact there with Anarchy Reaper. And well, there you go there. Scotty trying to make his way back. Not too sure if he has rear wing damage. And if he does, that's going to be a monumental task because, of course, on this game, the rear wing damage absolutely hurts. It hurts big time as we'll flick back further up because Bender is starting to close the gap on Batman. And there you go there. Oh, that's a stunning livery, isn't it? These two, I tell you what, the Monster Energy and the Wonka Racing liveries are brilliant, aren't they, folks? I am yet to be decided, and I don't know if anyone can help me out there at home, but what is your favourite? And, well, there you go. Absolutely. There's the Monster. And absolutely stunning. Currently watching the Batman, and there is that bad boy. Very, very good looking livery. And there you go. There you go. He's right behind Anarchy, and I'll tell you what, he's doing a great job. He's the Anarchy. He's under all sorts of pressure all Grand Prix. We're seeing a change for the lead. Verk and Minis doing a battle, and on the long run down to the start-finish line to turn 1. There you go. Verk has DRS, and I'll tell you what, this has been going on all Grand Prix. Fantastic from these two. Absolutely brilliant, and good to see the Verkinator all fired back up and just reminding the group who he is, as if we all forgot, of course. As well, there you go. Anarchy Reaper, P5 at the moment, and have a look at this battle. Look at the Batman right behind him. I'll tell you what, Bender got a little bit loose there and looking to pounce, and well, I'll tell you what, Housey just doing his thing in P8, just having a good look is the Housey. And I'll tell you what, Bender and Housey are looking very, very good, aren't they, folks, on that hard compound, and well, a long way to go, but they are keeping pace with the medium runners. The mediums should be starting to die off any moment now, and the hards will come onto their own. I'll tell you what, Bender's getting it all wrong. You want to be all careful because I'll tell you what, that 3-second time penalties, when they hit and they hit hard. As well, there he is there in the P7. He's got his teammate right behind him, and I'll tell you what, these two are just doing well together, just helping each other through the field. Anarchy and Nat Hammer still doing battle, and it just does look like you're almost on similar pace, as Anarchy can't find his way through at the moment, as we'll flick back up to the top because there is the gap between the front two, and that is Verk leading Middies at the moment. Lap 9 of 25, soon to be lap 10, and I tell you what, this is a bit of a DRS. Look at him, just swap and swap again, and it'll be a bit of a math calculation to that last lap, who will have it, but I'll tell you what, there's the start finish, there's the line. So if you're in front, it's going to be difficult on the last lap to get it done, of course. And well, there you go. Middies just can't get it done. He was going to send it, but that gap was always closing, and very smart from the Middies to back out of that. As well, there you go. Slots into P2 as the top two just start to peel away from the field. JC, our resident Canadian, there he is there in P3, and well, doing his job at the moment. And well, stunning race from JC. A bit of a lonesome one, if I must say so myself, but he's well, he's there in P3, and that's where he wants to be, on the podium, as Nat Hammer still in P4 with Anarchy all over him. And I'll tell you what, Anarchy wants to get this job done. You can see him trying, he's trying. But I'll tell you what, look at the tyres, they're almost done, aren't they, folks? As Batman not too far behind him. These blokes just pulled themselves together through the field and through to, well, as close as they can towards Hawkeye JC. And well, let's just have a look to see how this one pans out as this Grand Prix plays out, as we'll flick down towards Bradtay, because look at this, there is the teammates of the Renaults. And let's just see if Scotty and Bradtay working together. Bradtay can hang on to that 1 second, he'll be laughing. Scotty just through 27 now, and excuse me, no, he's not. There he is there. There he is there, and absolutely brilliant. Excuse me, well, my train of thought just disappeared. But there you go. Absolutely brilliant. There is the Brad Tay, as I did touch on. And well, Dirty Orange towards the back. 15th. Was looking good at the start, not too sure what happened. And same with the Salmons, and finds himself in P16. Fury, well, he's got that front wing all fixed up and a long way back from this man. But I'll tell you what, if anyone can claw his way back from this point, it is this man. But a monumental task at the moment. Just head down, bum up from the Fury, and he's got to see what he can get done. And there is the Jazz rounding this one out in P18 as the two front runners decide to box. JC leads the grid, of course, lap 11 of 25. And of course, yes, excuse me, Verk and Middy's boxing on the end of lap 10. So I'll tell you what, they're going to go all the way to the end on those ones, I dare say, folks. And well, JC, let's just see when he blinks. Because as I did say, and I do touch on every Grand Prix, folks, the undercut around here is absolutely huge. The undercut around any circuit is absolutely huge on this game. And well, JC's gone an extra lap longer than the guys in front of him at the moment. And of course, the guys behind, well, he does have a bit of a buffer zone to Nat Hammer, as you can see there, 9.6 seconds at the moment. JC leading this one, yet to stop. Of course, Nat Hammer in P2, and have a look at the Bender in P3, yet to stop on that favoured hard compound. Of course, he's going to go long, and I dare say his Grand Prix is going to come even better to him as this one folds out. Let's just see how this one plays out, folks. Of course, Verk in P5. He's got Middies right behind him, but he's got his teammate just ahead, and I wonder if his teammate's going to do him a solid here, because the Batman's just ahead. He's going to move out of the way. He's going to see if he can tuck in behind Verk. Let's just see if this works out. It does work out. Oh, the Middies is going for a move. He can't make it stick, or he does make it stick. What a move from the Middies. And I tell you what, that's the class of the man. Verk tried to put his teammate in between them, but no good, as there you go, Batman peels off into the pit lane. And well, Verk lives to fight another day. P3 at the moment. Bender's still circulating. And same with JC, which is interesting enough. But I'll tell you what, 11 lap old mediums. Don't want to lose too much time when there's, I'll tell you what, you don't want to lose too much time, JC. It might hurt you. It might hurt you. It's Nat Hammer and David. There you go there. Have a look at this, folks. Nat Hammer out of the pit lane now. Who is behind him? There's Anarchy. There's Scotty. Scotty's made up a bucket load of positions. He has stayed out as the Scotty. And I'll tell you what, hopefully he's looking for a safety car if this one can save his race. Yet to stop is the Scotty, currently P8. Nat Hammer come out of the pit lane, excuse me, P9. Nat Hammer coming out of the pit lane in P8 on that fresh hard compound. David just ahead of him, yet to stop. And I'll tell you what, if David can stretch a tyre, David can stretch a tyre. I've never seen anyone do 32 laps on a hard compound before, but he managed to do that around Brazil, and it was phenomenal. But nevertheless, very good from that man. Middies Mella, there he is there. His teammate gets well and truly out of the way, and the two front runners are away. Have a look at that. They are on the hunt, these two boys. Verk trying to do his best as Johnny M4 has finally joined yet again. Connection issues for the M4, and it's not going to help his race whatsoever. Currently sitting P6 at the moment. Verk in P2. And of course, your guy JC finally boxes. And there you go, in the pit lane. JC should come out around about 6th. Let's just double check. We'll go to the leader. And well, there you go. He's around about 6th, I reckon, folks. We'll just keep an eye on this, because there is Johnny M4. Well, I'll tell you what, he should be ahead of Johnny M4. Johnny M4 is ghosting. And I'll tell you what, David is catching big time, but David will box. And there you go, into the pit lane he goes. Aniki Reaper, there he is there. And I'll tell you what, on that hard compound, a stretch to the flag from that man. He'll jump up in position now into P8. And I'll tell you what, folks, I'll tell you what, as this all starts to settle down, the story starts to play out. And of course, look at the leaders out there already stopped and just doing their thing. There is the Middies, and I'll tell you what, this is going to be going like this all Grand Prix, folks. Old Footy Bender still doing his thing out there in the housey as well, as he has come alive, as these two boys usually do when they start on that hard compound. They hang it with the mediums, and that's what you can do. And if you can do it, folks, it does help your race, as Bender on 12 lap and Housey 12 lap old hards respectively, 3rd and 4th. And have a look at the Wonkers. Of course, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th at the moment, if you don't mind. And absolutely loving it are the Wonka boys, of course. Yes, 3rd and 4th still need to stop, but nevertheless, very good showing from those guys. As we'll flick back down to Z, because Z has started to catch the pack again after that little bit of a kerfuffle at what happened in the early doors of this stages. Finds himself in P10 right behind his teammate, and doing a great job is the Z. Not too sure if he's got any damage to that car, but there you go. Fell all the way to the back of the grid and now finds himself in a P10. Very, very good as Middies sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with a 1 minute 30.969. Almost sends it on the turn one into Verk, and there you go, absolutely brilliant. Verk holds his line, nowhere to pass through there, as we'll flick back down to Batman because this is going to get interesting. I wonder if we're going to see some team orders. I think we have, because Z has got past him and Z is away. He certainly is up in a P9, and well, Anarchy Reaper is next on his hit list. Anarchy's starting to struggle a little bit, I'm not too sure. P8 at the moment, and was up there in 4th and 5th, fighting with Nat Hammer and Scotty and the likes. And there you go, finds himself in P8 at the moment. Does that man, Johnny M4, while he's having a great race at the moment, does have to stop. But does have that 3 seconds to his name, and that is going to hurt big time. Nat Hammer solid as ever, and well, there you go, 6th from him, and of course with a couple of guys ahead of him still to stop. Looking very good for Nat, from Nat, excuse me. If you can close that gap to JC, I tell you what, a podium could be on the cards here. As well, JC, a bit of a lonesome race as we have touched on, and well, just hard to keep your concentration when you're all by yourself, and especially at a circuit like this is one of the toughest things to do. As well, Housey and Bender still out there, yet to stop with these boys, and doing a phenomenal job. So well, there you go. That is the Grand Prix in a nutshell. The battle to watch is this one. Verk and Middies P1 and 2 respectively, 4/10 of a second. And to tell you what, Verk knows it by now. If he's ahead at the last lap of the Grand Prix, turn 27. There's just not enough room. There's not enough room. They're very, very slippery, both of them. And I tell you what. Oh, whoever's ahead at that last lap, turn 27, this race is theirs. As well, Verk knows this. Lap 15 to 25. 10 to go, and well, 9.5 to go, and well, there you go. We are seeing position changes, and that is for some pit stoppers. Bender getting rid of that hard compound, saying he's had enough. Throws on that medium, and 10 laps will do for you, Bender. Beautiful. As Johnny M4 still out there, and then he says, no, you don't, in the pit lane. Fresh mediums for that man. Housey is the only one out there that yet to stop, and currently sitting P3 is that man. And let's just see where Bender comes out in P9. So that's a bit of a reference point for the Housenator. Very, very good from that man. As we'll flip back down to Fury, because Fury's starting to work his way back up, isn't he? Slowly but surely is this man in P11 at the moment, just behind his teammate in Striker. And I'll tell you what, these Jaguar boys, there you go, 10th, 11th and 12th respectively. And Fury right in the middle of that. And I'll tell you what, he can sense the podium, I reckon, or close to it. And well, there you go, Fury firing up big time. Johnny M4, bang, with another 3 seconds. And that is going to hurt his progress big time, as Batman doing his darndest to hang on to the rear wing of his teammate as they work their way towards the front of this field. As well, JC and Housey, what is happening here? Housey getting well and truly out of JC's way. That is team orders. Housey knows that that's not his fight, and he lets JC go. Absolutely he does. And well, let's just see if Housey boxes. He certainly does. Yes, he does. In the pit lane goes the Housey. And well, there you go. He's going to get rid of that hard compound. He was probably going to throw in the medium, and all the way to the flag will that man go, as we'll flick back down towards the back, because Johnny M4, excuse me, and David, well, there it is there, 0.6 of a second, folks. And you can see the gap for yourself. Johnny M4, well, a bit of a yo-yo Grand Prix for this man, as he was up the top doing battle, bit of a disconnect, fell all the way to the back, and well, he's trying to make his way forward, does have 6 seconds to his name, and currently sitting P12 respectively. Where did Housey come out? In P9, as we did expect, and there you go there, 4.8 seconds behind his teammate in Bender, as we look and take a deep breath here, folks, because Verk leading this one, 1.1 seconds. He's broken the back of Middies, he's out of the DRS, and let's just see if he can keep it that way. Middies in P2, and well, there you go, fantastic from these two boys, all Grand Prix. As well, JC, there he is there in P3, and Nat Hammer, after the race is settled, finds himself in a P4, and that is a huge fight from Nat, and a big win as Anarchy Reaper in P5. There he is there, great race from this man so far. Of course, yes, still plenty of time left on the clock, 9 laps remaining, folks. There is Z in 6, he's just ahead of his teammate in the Batman, but he hasn't progressed too much, of course. There is the Bender, and he's all over Batman. And of course, well, Bender looking to upset the party here, he's all over him. Of course, on the quicker rubber, and I'll tell you what, Z has done his absolute best to keep Batman in the DRS to fight. But I think it's too little too late. Bender will have that grip, he'll have the punch out of that last corner. And have a look at this, folks. should get it done. He should get it done. Has he got enough? Has he got enough? He certainly does not. So, I tell you what, Batman late on the brakes. He's gone deep into turn one. Bender around the outside of two. And says, don't mind if I do. Thank you very much. What a move. What a move from the Bender up into P7. I tell you what, he's got to get his skates on now because Bender is on a charge. He's on 2 lap old mediums. And I tell you what, that is the rubber where you want to be on. He's made that hard compound work at the start. Where is Housey? Housey's slowly drifted up as well in P9. But Bender making the most of this. Have a look at the Wonkers. P2, P3, P7 and P9 respectively. And I tell you what a good showing from these guys this week. Absolutely brilliant. As Bender looking around the outside of Z, there's nowhere to pass through there. And I tell you what, this one's come alive. Lap 17 of 25. Can Bender get the job done and move himself up another spot? I'll tell you what, Z doing his absolute best. What a fight back from Z. All the way from the back of the grid at one point of this Grand Prix, and now finds himself up in a 6th. Phenomenal drive as Johnny M4 and Striker do battle, of course. Let's just have a look at this one because it looks like Johnny M4 is starting to line him up. He's got DRS. He's gonna make a move. He certainly is. Striker gives him all the room in the world, and there you go. Johnny M4 up into P11. Striker goes down into 12th, and David in 13th, but we'll flick back up to the Batman and Bender. What's going on here? Because Bender and Z, well, there it is there, and I'll tell you what, Bender is on a mission here, folks. He certainly is. Can he get it done? He's closing. He's got it done. Bender's going to get it done into turn 1, up into P6. Oh, I'll tell you what, Z will have the inside for 2, but Bender's got the grip. He certainly does have the grip up in a 6th. What a move from the Bender. Well, I'll tell you what, that's 2 positions in 2 laps, and they've both been phenomenal overtakes. Very good from that man. As we'll flick back down to Striker because he's not done yet. There is Striker and Johnny M4. And I'll tell you what, boys and girls out there, this battle has gone on all Grand Prix. Z not done with yet, but I'll tell you what, Bender on that quicker compound just starting to break the back of Z. Currently 3.5 tenths. There it is there, folks. You can see it for yourself. And have a look at the lead. Burke has broken the back of Middies, currently 2.1 seconds. I'll tell you what, this might feel real good for the Burkinator. And well, I'll tell you what, he's just got to keep it cool because there's, what is there, 7 laps, 6.5 laps remaining as Brad Tay gets a 3-second time penalty for his efforts. JC in P3 still. And I'll tell you what, hats off to this man. Very hard to keep your concentration. I'm going to go on a brief mute, folks. We're going to see if we can get our driver of the day poll in. Just bear with me. There you go, folks. The driver of the day poll has gone out there. And of course, you can vote for Verks, Middies, Z, Bender, or Nat Hammer. Get your votes in, folks. That will determine our driver of the day. And, well, there you go at the moment. Currently, Bender leading that one with 1 vote. So, Bender currently leading that one. Get your votes in, folks. Everyone watching at home. And, well, there you go. Determine our driver of the day. As, oh, JC. No, JC. Damn it. You can only put 5. Hang on a second. I can't add another one. There you go. No JC, unfortunately. JC would have been in there. Yeah, well, I wish I could add more than 5, but yes. No JC at the moment. No. If you want to vote for JC, just type JC in the chat and you can calculate your vote that way. But unfortunately, no JC in there. Unfortunately, this round. But there you go, folks. There you go. Nat Hammer and Anarchy still doing battle. And have a look at this one. Anarchy, is he going to get the job done? No, he is not. Nat Hammer in P4, Anarchy P5, and well, there you go, respectively, and all Grand Prix long. Old footy Cody Bender and Z. I tell you what, battle resumed. Z has just got back ahead, and well, I wonder if those mediums are starting to hurt a little bit on Bender, not too sure, or if he's made a mistake, but Z got ahead, and he's got ahead big time, as, well, I'll tell you what, phenomenal Grand Prix from this man. Not too sure what happened at the start of the race, qualified up there, but then he found himself towards the back, and he has just fought tooth and nail to find himself back up there in 6th position, folks, and a phenomenal Grand Prix from Z. Very, very good, as we'll flick back up to the top because the lead is starting to open up even more so. 2.6 seconds is the gap now, and well, this, I reckon I can see Verks smile through the helmet as he is currently leading this one through the, well, 21 times. He's got 4 more to go, and he can call himself one of the kings of Jeddah, as we'll flick down to middies. 2.5 seconds now, and if he's got anything left, this is where he's got to use it and got to show it. But I think Verk has done enough to keep him at bay. Aniki Reaper and Nat Hammer, he's got to get the job done now. He certainly is. He's got the job done. Aniki up in a P4. What a move. Oh, he's got it all wrong on the Exodus 27. And, well, Nat Hammer right beside him. Where is he? There he is there. Nat having a good look. And, well, Nat going around the outside. And there you go. Swap and swap again. Nat Hammer back up into P4. Aniki Reaper down into P5, and I'll tell you what, folks, what a battle we have been treated to all Grand Prix long. Bender getting pressured by Batman yet again. And where is the Housey? There he is there, of course, 5.4 seconds adrift. So, well, Batman loving life at the moment. And I'll tell you what, he just wants to see if he can put another car between himself and his, well, his Group 3, well, nemesis, if you want to call him that, of course. Those two battling that Group 3 championship out is the Batman and the Housey. Housey currently leading that one by a, well, a handful of points, if I dare say so myself. Let's just double check for everybody playing at home. And it certainly is a handful of points. It is 14 points to be exact. And, well, there you go. Mr. Fury Strat, well, in P10. And, well, a good fight back from this man, of course. And, well, in P10 at the moment. A long way back, but he'll be happy with that because he was towards the back and a long way off the pace there with that front wing towards the start of the Grand Prix. As Aniki Reaper and Nat Hammer still doing battle. Have a look at this, folks. Aniki says, no, you don't, Nat. You might be a full-timer, but you're not getting away from me. Here I come, and as Aniki having a good look, making himself a big nuisance in Nat Hammer's wing mirrors, excuse me, folks. And there you go, Nat Hammer swooping around the outside. There you go, Aniki should get this one. Nat Hammer gets a great exit out of that 27, and here we go, folks. Is Aniki going to get it done this time around? Nat Hammer very slippery in a straight line, and I don't think so, folks. So I think Nat Hammer reside as you were, P4. Fantastic from him, as we'll flick back down to Striker because he finds himself in P12. He's starting to close the gap a little bit towards Johnny M4, but Johnny M4 just doing enough. Let's have a look at the penalties for everybody at home. Johnny M4 with 6, Brad Tay with 3, Salmons with 3. And there you go, folks. There you go. The closest battle on the track is this one. Aniki Reaper and Nat Hammer. Z and Bender catching the battle for 4th. They certainly are there, Droft. We're keeping an eye on it with interest. Absolutely we are. The more these two fight over each other, the closer these two will get. And absolutely brilliant. There is Bender, and oh, there you go. There is a bit of a glitchy thing from the game, as well, to be expected these days anyway. Aniki Reaper and Nat Hammer battle resumed, and there you go. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Respectively, and have a look at Z. You can see him in the background, folks. There he is. As we'll see, can he sense a few more positions? I'll tell you what, if he can get this job done, I'll tell you what, it's going to be close. Let's have a look at the driver of the day poll, and currently Bender leading this one at the moment. And well, I'll tell you what, there's still plenty of time remaining to get your votes in, folks. Get your votes in for driver of the day. As Nat Hammer, Aniki Reaper, have a look at this. Z fancies himself. He's up the inside, around the outside of Aniki Reaper. And I tell you what, Aniki might be a sitting duck here. Z's having a good look. And well, there you go. Rear wing wide open. And where is Z going to put this one? Aniki goes defensive, and why wouldn't you absolutely take that inside lane just to block it off for Z to come through? And let's just see how this one pans out. 2 laps remaining, folks. 2 laps remaining. And look at the gap at the front. It's starting to close down. Middies is on a charge. It's 1.2 seconds, folks. It was 2.4 a couple of laps ago, and Middies is absolutely sending it. Verkel starting to sweat, folks. 1.5 2.5 laps remaining as we'll flick down to Nat Hammer, and Nat Hammer's starting to put a bit of breathing space in between himself and Anarchy as he's got himself busy with Z now. And Z senses another position. He senses another 2. There they are just ahead of him. You can see what he's got to contend with. And the guys on that hard compound at the moment loving life. Z looks like to be real quick through this part of the lap. There's just nowhere to pass here, folks. And well, there you go. Viewers out there, get your driver of the day votes in. At the moment, you vote for Burke, Minis, Z, Bender, or Nat Hammer. If you want to vote for anybody else, just say their name in the Twitch chat. We'll count that as a vote. No problem whatsoever. Anarchy Reaper, there he is there in P5, still with Nat Hammer. And have a look at Z. He's going to make it. Is he going to make it stick? I don't think so. But let's just see how this one pans out. He's hanging around the outside. Oh, I'll tell you what, he's got Nat to contend with. Nat has got a really different line for that last quarter compared to the guys behind him. And Z's got an awesome launch. Let's just stay with this one here, folks, because this is going to be a battle to the flag as Z goes around the outside. Can he get a 2 for 1? He's got Anarchy. There you go. Well, Anarchy later on the brakes into turn 1. No, you don't, sir. And there you go. Z, as easy as you like, inside of 2. There you go. Candy from a baby, but Anarchy's not done. He's certainly not done. But there you go. Slots into P6. Does Anarchy. Z up into P5. And Nat Hammer. Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to be busy very, very soon, because here comes Z. Excuse me. I'll tell you what, there, Droff, that's not his name anymore. That's not his That's not his name anymore, but here comes Middies. Oh, lap 24 of 25. Middies gets a big squirmish at the rear end. It's released Ferk. Excuse me, folks. Last lap. Last lap of the Grand Prix, folks. Verk leading Middies by 0.7 of a second. Where is Z? There he is there, right behind Nat Hammer. As, well, Dirty Orange, fastest lap, bang, 1:30.402. Is Z going to make a move? He certainly is, on the inside of Nat, and there you go, Nat taking his really wide line. Z takes the inside, and thank you very much, he says. As, well, was that a bit strategic there from Nat, because he does have DRS, and there you go, it certainly was strategic from Nat. He's no silly boy, as there you go, right past the Z he goes again, up in a P4, last lap of the Grand Prix. The leaders, there they are there. 1 and 2 respectively. Verk leading Middies by 0.2 of a second, folks. I'll tell you what, where are they? They're in the first sector right now, second sector. And, well, Verk got his hands full. He knows he's got to be ahead of 27. He should have enough. It's been proven that way all Grand Prix long, unless Middies was playing funny buggers, folks. Going to keep an eye on this one. Let's have a look at Z. It is very close. Z going to have a good look. No, he's not. He tucks back in. Middies, Bella and Verk, where are they? Into 27. This is crucial, folks. This is crucial. What's Middies got? What's he got? He's going to send it. No, he's not. And I'll tell you what, a run to the flag here, folks. Let's go, boys. 1 and 2. Has Middies got enough juice in the tank? No, he doesn't. Verk's going to win. Verk wins. Verk wins. Middies P2. What a race from those two. JC. Well, there you go. He's just got to keep it pointing the same way as he has all Grand Prix. Very consistent from this man. P3. JC. Very, very good from that man. Nat Hammer and Z. Where are they? There they are there. And I'll tell you what, can Z get this job done? Nat Hammer putting his car in the places that Z does not want it. And well, there you go, Z on the inside. Oh, he's locked up, he's touched. Oh, dearie me, Z a bit ambitious, and it's cost him a bucket load of positions. Absolute bucket load of positions, which Bender up in a P5, bang! Well done, Bender. Very, very good. Anarchy P6, Batman P7, Z P8, Housey P9 in the end. Mr. Fury Strat, there he is there. What a recovery from that man. P10, Scotty P11 in the end, with Striker right behind him, P12, Johnny M4 P13. David, I think we'll get P14 in the end. No, he won't. Jumps, Johnny M4, Salmons, Brad Tay, Dirty Orange, of course, and Jazz Blues Cat rounds this one. Well, according to the viewers, the driver of the day vote has gone to old Footy Bender. He has won it. Absolutely stunning from that man. 5th position. And absolutely brilliant. Well, there you go, folks. What a Grand Prix we have been treated to. And, well, I do apologise. The voice started breaking up towards the end of that one as we started to get a little bit excited, but nevertheless, treated to an absolute belter from these boys as we look at the podium, of course. And there you go. Burke on the top step. Absolutely brilliant. And he's changed his... his victory pose as well. Absolutely stunning from that man. Holds the trophy aloft, and rightly so. Well done, Verk. As we'll get rid of that. And the fastest lap of the Grand Prix goes to, I think it was Dirty Orange. It certainly was. 1 minute 30.402 from that man. As we'll flick back up to the top. And there you go, folks. We're going to go on a brief pause. We're going to get our drivers in for an interview. And we'll be back with you in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yes, welcome back. We've got our drivers in for an interview. We might have start off with our third place man. I speak of none other than the resident Canadian. I'll tell you what, JC, a bit of a chat beforehand. No practice required for you, mate. Bang, P3. Talk us through it, mate.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, I was not expecting that. It was fantastic. A couple of the guys on the team helped me out with the setup, and it clicked. I got a few laps in practice, which was good, and yeah, it worked out. So fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant from you, Jason. I tell you what, mate, the last few Grand Prix, I mean, I know you've had some connection issues and some game issues and stuff like that, but I tell you what, JC, if those things didn't occur, you've been right up there at every Grand Prix the last month or so. It is fantastic to see, and I tell you what, maybe this no practice thing is starting to pay off for you, mate. I'm not too sure, but P3, a fantastic Grand Prix, a lonesome race for you. And on a circuit like that, a very tough one to keep your concentration, but nevertheless, you did it. P3, congratulations, mate. Well done.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And hey, congratulations to the rest of the team.
Yes.
I think it was 4 in the top 9, which was incredible. So good job, everybody, and shout to Footy Bender for his driver of the day. Well earned.
Yeah, absolutely. Stunning drive from the Bender. We'll get to him in just a moment. But nevertheless, JC, P3 from you. Fantastic, mate. Well done. Absolutely brilliant from you. As we'll move
Thank you. Yeah.
As we'll move to our race winner, unfortunately, we'll get middies in at one point during the year. Does not do driver interviews, does the middies, but we have spoken, and we will try to get him in one a day. But nevertheless, we're here with our race winner. I tell you what, Virk, I could see you smile through your helmet. Was that one good, or was that one good? Well done, mate. P1, P1. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, we just had to do what we had to do, really.
Absolutely brilliant, mate. I tell you what a battle. And I thought, oh, Jesus, when it was coming towards the end and Middies was starting to push yet again. And I thought, oh, no, don't pinch it from him. Were you a bit sweaty behind the helmet there, Bert? Were you watching that timing tree with interest?
It's just a stupid game. For some reason, I just got some really random wheel spin and it put me in the wall and I knocked a bit of my wing off. So that's why that timing come down so quick on that second last lap. But yeah, I was pretty nervous. Just had to sort of save as much batch as I could and harvest a lot through the corners because I knew Middies was struggling because I could see him fall back through, especially sector one. So yeah, just had to sort of harvest through there and burn a little bit, but sort of save it for the second last DRS and just hope to God I could hold on to it, really.
Well, you did a phenomenal job there, Virk, and well, I do know that it's been a frustrating season for you at the moment, and well, I do know how much you've wanted that race win, and to do it over Middies the way that was, I'll tell you what, the champagne must taste sweet, mate. Congratulations on a stunning performance. The never say die attitude, Virk. Well done, mate. P1, congratulations. Stunning drive.
Awesome. Thanks, mate.
No worries, man. All right, we'll move to our driver of the day, and let me just double check the Discord as well. Fury reckons the driver of the day has to be the most frigged thing known to man. That's only because he doesn't get him. But nevertheless, we're not taking any shine out of this man. And long overdue driver of the day, as voted by the viewers, Old Footy Bender. What a race! P5 Bender. What a Grand Prix! Congratulations.
Cheers, mate. Hey, Fury. Do you want me to buy you that box of tissues for you?
There you go. But no, Bender, talk us through, mate. P5 in the end, mate, and made up a couple of positions towards the end, but a solid Grand Prix. You just looked on point that whole race, mate. Fantastic job.
No, the car felt good. Like, I literally think I did about 3 laps. I was going to use my whole setup. Thought, nah, I'll use the one that our glorious leader Midas uses. So I was like,
okay.
yep,
Okay.
use that, and yep, it stuck and worked. So I just tried to keep my head down and stay away from them bloody walls.
Absolutely, mate. Well, you did a great job there, Bender, and well, a big chunk of points coming your way, my friend. And well, I'll tell you what, the Group 4 Championship, well, I'll tell you what, it's yours to lose, mate. You've got one hand on it. And
yeah, well, I saw that. I missed last week, and I thought, oh, shit, 12 points. All right, here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, yeah, we had to be here, didn't we?
Yeah,
but no, it was a good race. The boys did absolutely great. Have all 4 cars inside the top 10 and 3 of them in the top 5. We put in a real solid week.
Absolutely, you did. And well, have done all season. The Wonka boys, well, currently leading the Constructors' Championship. But nevertheless, next week, we are at Imola, folks. We're at Imola, and I dare say, well, of course, if you're very familiar with the 2026 real-life F1 calendar, you'll notice one missing track, and that would be Imola. So I'm guessing the 2026 F1 game will not have that circuit on the game. So we're probably going to do Imola for the very last time next week, and we are looking forward to that one. A magnificent circuit. Is such a shame that he's not added on the calendar for the following year, but nevertheless, we'll wait and see when that one is released. But we will be there next week, and we do hope you can join us. That has been a phenomenal Grand Prix yet again by this grid, and we do hope you've enjoyed that one, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you what, we will be at Imola next week, as we did touch on, and we do hope you can join us for that race, same time, same channel. We are Southern Cross Racing. Thank you very much for watching.